Well, hello there, fabulous people. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make my simple milk bread rolls. It is absolutely soft, fluffy, and so delicious. I'm sure you're going to love it. Now remember to click the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and if you haven't already and it's your first time, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. If you're ready, let's get started. Now, so many of you have been asking me the question, what is strong flour? I'm going to make sure to make a separate video to explain that thoroughly. But in the meantime, I'm using 3 cups of strong flour. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of instant yeast. So I'm going to just mix this quickly to combine. Then I'm adding 1 large egg. I'm just going to crack it and throw it straight onto the flour. Then I'm going to add 180 ml of fresh milk. That's just a little bit above 1 cup of milk. Now I'm going to start to mix this and bring the dough to a nice little formed dough. Just mix it thoroughly and it's going to begin to come together, and then you're going to begin to knead it simply. But in the meantime, I'm adding 40 grams of unsalted butter. Then I'm going to start to mix. Now normally with breads I like to mix for about 10 minutes, but with this one it doesn't need too much kneading, so I'm going to just simply knead it for a few minutes. Between 4 to 5 minutes should just be perfect enough. So I'm kneading this for about 4 to 5 minutes, and that should be just fine. I'm going to simply roll this into a bowl, and we're going to allow it to rise for the first time. That's going to be about 60 minutes. So before we do that, I'm greasing my bowl just gently with oil, and then I'm going to place the dough straight into it. I'll cover and leave this to rise for 60 minutes. That's just an hour. Now 60 minutes later, if you can see, the dough is nicely risen. It's about doubled in size. So I've just punched down and brought out all the excess air, and I'm going to just cut this simply into 6 equal portions. Now I'm going to simply tuck and roll. It's a very simple method. Just tuck and roll in the palm of your hands into a small little bowl and place it nicely into your baking tray. Again, I'm going to show you how to tuck, fold, and roll it into a tiny little ball. Just twist and roll, make sure it's nice and tight. Then I'll place this straight onto my baking tray. Again, tuck, fold, twist, and roll, and place it straight onto your baking tray. And that's it. Just continue until you've rolled all the 6 balls and it's perfectly ready for the second proofing. Now I'm going to cover it again and allow it to proof for between 40 to 50 minutes. Now just about 50 minutes later, the dough has worked its magic. It's nicely risen and it's ready to bake. Just before baking, I like to brush the top of the bread with fresh milk. Just a little bit. Just brush across the top of the dough very neatly and nicely. Just any fresh milk of your choice. Now once that's all done and ready, we're going to throw this into the oven and bake it at 170 Celsius for 22 minutes exactly. Just simply cover the oven and leave it there to bake for 22 minutes. Now 22 minutes is done and our bread is looking absolutely fantabulously delicious. It smells amazing. It is super soft and so beautiful. Can I just remind you to please press the like button if you haven't already, and also subscribe to my channel because it really helps me to grow my channel. Thank you for that. Now take a look at this bread. It looks absolutely soft and fluffy. I wish that you can taste it from the screen. Look at that. Super soft, fluffy, and it smells amazing and tastes so delicious. I'm going to leave all the ingredients and exact measurements in my description box below, so be sure to check that out. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you again next time for another recipe. Goodbye. Well, hello there, fabulous people. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make this absolutely gorgeous no-knead bread. This bread takes only about 3 to 4 ingredients and it's super easy to make. Remember to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. If you're ready, let's get started. So I'm going to begin by using 3 cups of strong flour. To this, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm adding 1 teaspoon sugar and also 1 teaspoon of instant yeast. I'm going to simply mix all the dry ingredients together to combine. Now I'm adding 300 ml of water and also 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm using sunflower oil for this, but feel free to use any type of oil that you prefer. Now I'm going to simply mix all the ingredients together, and it's going to give me a very super sticky dough. Now just take a look at how absolutely sticky the dough is. That is exactly the type of consistency we're looking for. I'm going to simply fold it together, and I'm going to cover this and allow it to rise, and it will proof nicely for a complete total of about 5 hours. Now, in about 5 hours later, look at all that lovely bubbles on top of the dough. That's exactly what you want. So I'm going to do a quick prep for this bread because it takes very few seconds to get on with. So I'm just cutting on the parchment paper. I'm going to keep this to the side for now. Now I'm going to give a very generous dust of some flour on my work surface, and very gently I'm going to glide on the sticky dough straight onto the floured surface. Just very gently. You don't want to lose all that lovely sticky bubbles inside. Now, just like you're wrapping an envelope, you're going to pull and tuck. Just pull the dough from the bottom to the top, just like you're wrapping an envelope. Very simply. There's no kneading involved in this bread, so it's very simple and easy to make. Once that's done, I'm going to simply flip it over and place it straight onto my parchment paper, and that's it, guys. So I'm going to be using my Dutch oven pot to bake this bread. So I'm going to place the parchment paper with the dough inside straight onto my Dutch oven. I'm just going to straighten it out very nicely. Then I'm going to cover this, and I'll set my timer to exactly 30 minutes. I'll leave it there. 30 minutes later, the dough is absolutely proofed and ready to bake. So I've already preheated my oven to 200 Celsius. So I'm going to throw this straight into my oven, and I will allow it to bake for 40 minutes exactly covered. Now after 40 minutes, I'm going to take the lid off from the bread. Look how absolutely beautiful that is. Now I'll push it back into the oven, and I'll leave it to bake for another 10 minutes just to brown the top a bit more. So 10 minutes later, our bread is looking absolutely gorgeous, and the entire house smells of freshly baked bread. I just love the smell of freshly baked bread. So I'm going to take this out of the Dutch oven and just peel it out very simply. Just have a look at that, guys. It is absolutely simple and easy to make. If you tap the back, you would hear the hollow sound. It is easy to make. Now, I like to leave this bread to cool completely for at least 1 hour before slicing into it. So it's been about an hour or so. I just like to take the first slice and Take a look at how absolutely gorgeous that is. I just really like how crusty the top and edges of the bread is. However, the inside of the bread is absolutely soft and fluffy and pillowy, and that's the best thing about this bread. So you get the crusty top and the very soft and fluffy insides, which is absolutely perfect. I do hope you can try out this recipe sometime. Don't forget to check the description below. It will have all the ingredients in the exact measurements. Remember to click the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and if you haven't already, welcome to the family. Do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time with another video. Goodbye. Well, hello there, fabulous people. Welcome to part 2 of our bread making series, 30 Ways to Make Bread. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make my absolutely gorgeous wholemeal bread loaf. It tastes super delicious. I'm sure you're going to like it. Remember to click the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and if you haven't already and it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. Please do subscribe. Thank you. So, if you're ready, get your aprons on and let's get started. I'm using 3 cups of strong wholemeal flour. To this, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, then 1 tablespoon of instant yeast. I'm going to mix this thoroughly together just to combine everything. Now I'm using 320 ml of water. Just make sure your water is at room temperature. I'm adding 40 grams of butter, and I'm going to simply begin to combine. I'm using a spatula with this one. Just simply keep turning and turning until everything begins to form a nice sticky dough. The entire mixing process should take between 30 to 40 seconds, and the dough should nicely form together. Now once that's ready, I'm going to simply flour my surface, and what I'm going to do is simply transfer the dough onto the floured surface, and I'm going to simply begin to knead the dough. Just keep stretching and kneading. It would seem sticky at first, but continue and do not add any more flour. Once you've kneaded for about 6 to 7 minutes, simply roll the dough into one large ball, and then we're ready for our first proofing. This first proofing is going to take about 70 minutes to rise. So I'm going to lightly pour a bit of olive oil into my bowl just to make sure it's not sticking. I'm going to cover the dough and I'll leave it to proof for about 70 minutes until it's about doubled in size. So it's been about 70 minutes later. Simply transfer this onto your clean work surface, and I'm going to just use the tip of my hand to stretch the dough, removing the excess air that's been formed inside of the dough. Now fold it to one side and to the other side. We're simply trying to create a log. So we're making a bread loaf, so we're trying to create a log. Once you've folded it on either sides, you're now going to simply tuck and tuck. Make sure it's as tight as you possibly can. I'm going to simply keep rolling it and tucking it in. Now don't forget to also pinch the tips to make sure you've sealed all the edges on both sides. I'm now going to throw this straight into my loaf tin. I'll cover it and I'll leave it to proof for the second time. This time around, it's going to be between 40 to 50 minutes. So about 50 minutes later, the bread is nicely risen and ready to bake. Now place this straight into your preheated oven and allow it to bake for 35 minutes exactly at 170 Celsius. It's been 35 minutes. The whole house is smelling of freshly baked bread. The bread is ready. Now, can I just remind you to please click the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and also subscribe to my channel because it really helps to grow my channel. Thank you for that. So have a look at this absolutely gorgeous bread. There's one rule though, you have to make sure you leave the bread for a whole hour at least to completely cool down before you slice into it. I know it can be very tempting to want to eat bread straight out of the oven, but please leave it to cool down completely before you begin to slice into the bread. About 1 hour is recommended. So have a look at this absolutely gorgeous wholemeal bread loaf. It tastes so delicious. The whole house is smelling beautiful and amazing. I hope you can try out this recipe sometime. I'm going to leave all of the ingredients and exact measurements in my description box below, so make sure to check that out. Leave a comment down below as well, and I'll do all my best to answer your questions as soon as I can. Thank you all so much for spending time with me and for watching this video. I'll see you again next time with another recipe. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye. Well, hello there, fabulous people. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this absolutely gorgeous no-knead pumpkin bread. If you're thinking about what to do with your leftover pureed pumpkin, this is the recipe for you. I'll show you how to use the stretching method to achieve this absolutely gorgeous bread, which is perfect for a grilled cheese toast. It is absolutely amazing. So if you're ready, get your aprons on and let's get started. To begin, I'm going to start by measuring out 3 cups of strong flour. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of instant yeast. I'm using 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of soft brown sugar. And then I'll add 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds and 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. Now I'm going to simply mix everything together, and then I'll add 3 heaped tablespoons of my pureed pumpkin. I've already measured out 350 milliliters of water, which I'm adding it to the dry ingredients now, and I'm going to simply begin to mix. Just using a spatula or your clean hands, whichever you prefer, simply fold and mix all of the bread batter together nicely. You'll notice it'll begin to become very super sticky. That's exactly the texture we're going for today. Because this is a no-knead bread, there is absolutely no kneading involved. So simply mix it, and then we're going to simply cover it and allow it to proof the first time for just 30 minutes. I'm going to be using the stretching method for this bread to achieve the fluffiest possible bread ever. So for this, you need to just soak your hand in a bit of water, grab the dough and fold. Just grab the dough from the side, fold into the center. You need to do this about 2 to 3 times. Just simply grab and tuck into the middle. And again, grab the dough, tuck into the middle. So this is the first folding method. Not too much stretching needed. I'm going to cover it again and allow the dough to rise for another 30 minutes. So it's been about 30 minutes. As you can see, the bread is looking nice and fluffy. This time, it's ready to stretch. Just grab and stretch as much as you can. It will make the bread very nice and fluffy. And for the last time, Soak your hand in water, grab the dough, stretch, and fold into the middle. And that's all you need to do for this bread. Once that's all done, simply cover it for the last time and allow it to proof again for another 30 minutes. Now 30 minutes later, the bread is nice and airy, absolutely bouncy and fluffy. That's perfect, exactly what we need. Now I'm using a parchment paper. Any baking paper would do. Simply cut a sizable portion and lay it to the side for now. Now you need a very nicely floured surface. Then very gently glide the bread dough straight onto the floured surface. You can see how absolutely fluffy and bouncy it is. Very stretchy indeed. So you want to use the tip of your fingers and simply grab from the edges and fold into the middle. You want to be very careful not to lose all that lovely airy bubbles we've created. So be very, very gentle with this. Just grab, tuck, and fold. And that's all you need to do for this. Now, as careful as you can, flip the bread straight onto the parchment paper. You'll need to use a Dutch oven to bake this bread, so very gently grab the parchment paper and place it very gently into your Dutch oven. Just stretch it out nicely. You need to cover it and allow it to rise for between 15 to 20 minutes. About 20 minutes and it's nicely risen. I've already preheated my oven to 200 Celsius fan. I'm going to place this in my oven and allow it to bake for 40 minutes exactly for the first time. Now after 40 minutes, uncover the top, push this back in and allow it to bake for another 10 minutes just to brown the top. It's been 10 minutes, so 50 minutes in total, and the bread is super ready. The house smells beautifully amazing. Just take a look at this absolutely gorgeous no-knead pumpkin bread, which I absolutely love. It looks beautiful and just perfect for autumn season. The best way to know if your bread is ready is when you turn it around to the bottom and just tap it, and you should hear a nice hollow sound. Then you know that's perfectly ready. It is advisable to leave your bread for a whole hour at least before you begin to slice into it. So I've left it in my rack for an hour and I'm just slicing into it now just an hour later. Take a look at this absolute gorgeousness. Can I quickly remind you, if you haven't already, to please press the like button. And if it's your first time visiting my channel, welcome. This is Megshaw's Kitchen. Please do subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends and family. It really does help to grow my channel. So thank you very much for that. Now let's get back to the bread. I'm just slicing through this bread and I can just smell and see how absolutely beautiful. Take a look at this. It has a nicely crispy topping and edges, but perfectly fluffy in the middle, which is just right for what you need. I'm using my very lovely freshly made bread to make a tomato and mozzarella grilled cheese sandwich, which is going to be my lunch today. So I'm just going to simply place this in my grill toaster and simply grill it for a few minutes. Just take a look at this gorgeousness. So just so you know, you have the option to have the bread just fresh on its own with butter, or simply grill it just like this one with any filling of your choice. I'm going to be enjoying this afternoon. It's absolutely perfectly crunchy on the outside, nice and tender on the inside, which I just love. Thank you all so much for taking the time to bake with me today. I hope that you can try out this recipe. Remember to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and do subscribe. I'm going to leave all of the ingredients in my description below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.